Everybody, 6:53 p.m. Central Time on the 6th of February, 2023, and I was just flipping through Twitter looking at different views of the Turkey earthquake, and I caught some cars driving around looking at the damage, but I noticed it was heavy rain and hail as well as a lot of snow going on. And it prompted me to come over here and look at the Turkish radar to see, because, what the weather was, of course. And what we're looking at here are different Turkish radar stations put together into a composite feed, brought to us by AccuWeather, for instance. And maybe I should full screen this. Now, I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit more on the center of this. This is where the radar station, one of the radar stations in Turkey is, that's picking up the snowstorm there. But what I want to draw your eye to is what happens here at the center of the screen through the snowstorm. Now, to me, I'm just going to say it, that's a peculiar radar signature that we don't normally see on the radar. But what I want to also draw your eye to is that the counterclockwise rotating, you see how it's down there, you see what it's doing there. You see that, right? Now we got another station right at the eye of the storm. I'm going to zoom in on the eye of the storm and show you what's here. Do you see this town called Gaziantep? And up to the north, Elbistan? 2 7.8 earthquakes have struck here today in the last several hours, about 12 hours, 20 hours. 2 different large earthquakes, 7.5 to 7.8, about 9 hours apart. Those earthquakes struck right here at the center of where this giant low-pressure system is rotating over Turkey. Prompting me, when I saw the weather there, I just wanted to see what was on radar. I didn't know I was going to be catching this live as I am now, which is prompting me to hit record and to show you guys what's showing on their radar. One of their radar stations, or 2, just wait for it, at least 1 or 2 are putting off a very peculiar radar signature. Now, radar is in microwave usually, so whatever we're seeing here coming up through the snowstorm is rotating out and emanating out in pulses from the radar station itself. It's showing up in the storm precipitation. There's clear open areas that are, well, quote unquote, being vaporized, if you will. High power microwave not showing up. Look at that. So it looks like ripples going out and spreading out from the radar stations. Now, what could cause this? Well, first of all, the rotating low pressure system over the earthquake epicenter cannot be ignored. This ties into what several researchers have talked about, including suspicious observers and many others, talking about how when storms, big low pressure systems, are over earthquake-prone locations, we tend to see a lot of the times, we see large earthquakes develop below those low pressure systems, those storms themselves. SO calls, suspicious observers, calls that earth spots. You could call it an electromagnetic spot. Now that can be induced from above. Same with the radar signature that we're seeing here. A radar can be quote-unquote punked, as I call it. It's a term I've had to come up with. A radar can be punked from above, from space-based assets, as well as possibly over-the-horizon radar assets from a world away, using scalar, which is a complex term to describe 2 overlapping beams or more. But where the beams overlap, you can get a result, an excitement of electrons. So a swirling radar signature in the middle of a swirling storm over the earthquake epicenter, where we're seeing a great amount of snow now and strong winds and damaging storms, as well as heavy rain, right over the disaster zone. This is, right here, is where the earthquake struck, right there, just west of Gaziantep. The first 7.8. Then the second one struck 60 miles to the north, right here, where the center of the storm is now. And it's a huge storm. It's been there for a day, and now we've got this. I'm going to zoom in on it really close. This is Turkish radar. as seen on AccuWeather. And it's not like AccuWeather is just reading it wrong. I should go pull and see if I can find the Turkish radar directly. Now, it's showing up in the storm ahead of time. You can barely see it right there. Let's wait for this. Guys, the radar feed just changed while I'm live here. Hold on, let me just make sure. I just want to make sure. Hold on, maybe I'm zooming in on the wrong spot. I might be zoomed in on the wrong spot. There it is. Now, I just tried to zoom in on it close, and it disappeared. Did you see that? Let me do it again. Try to get a close-up view of this. We're going to wait for this to go through its whole feed, because that was very odd. It literally looked like it disappeared, like it wasn't there. Try to get a good zoom in on it. It is. I can't believe it. Okay, look, it is what it is, guys. So now, if you try and zoom in on it to get a good view of it, it disappears completely. I'm glad I'm recording this. Nobody would believe me that there would be some kind of censorship that would go on instantly as soon as you notice something like this. That somebody would come in, or some kind of AI system, or some kind of person is sitting there and they literally delete a few frames and they're like, oh shit. Okay, now I've got to go find the Turkish radar. Hold on. We're going to just hit a display capture off, and I'll just put you on hold here really quick.